Did the U.S. really blow up the Nordstream pipeline? The Nordstream pipeline is a natural gas pipeline system that runs from Russia to Germany via the Baltic Sea. The pipeline system consists of two parallel pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, which were constructed to transport natural gas from Russia to Germany and other European countries. The pipelines have a total length of around 1,200 kilometers and a capacity of up to 55 billion cubic meters of gas per year. The Nord Stream project has been controversial since its inception, with some European countries and the United States expressing concerns about the project's potential impact on European energy security and geopolitical relations. Supporters of the project argue that it will help to diversify Europe's energy supply and reduce reliance on more expensive gas sources from other regions. Despite the controversy, the Nord Stream pipelines have become a key component of Europe's energy infrastructure, and their operation has significant implications for both regional energy markets and international relations. For many years, the U.S. had been highly critical of the Nord Stream pipelines, with the Trump administration particularly vocal about their opposition. The pipelines were only shut down following the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and there have been suggestions that they were subsequently sabotaged and blown up. The Nord Stream gas pipelines made headlines last September when several sections unexpectedly exploded deep beneath, causing the Baltic Sea's surface to bubble. Several investigations revealed that the explosions were the result of sabotage, but they were unable to identify the perpetrator. The question of who was responsible for the explosions is a contentious one. Initially, there were suggestions that the West and Ukraine may have been involved, but these claims were based on speculation rather than concrete evidence. It's common to blame the Russians for various incidents since their invasion of Ukraine and alleged war crimes, but in the case of Nord Stream, it seems unlikely that they would blow up their own multi-billion-dollar pipelines. Therefore, the credibility of these claims is questionable, and further investigation is needed to determine what really happened. Let's first examine the context before delving into the new report. It's common knowledge that the U.S. has been opposed to the Nord Stream pipelines, which are primarily owned by the Russian state gas company Gazprom. These pipelines previously provided Europe with affordable Russian natural gas, thereby diminishing the continent's dependence on U.S. energy. However, after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the supply of natural gas through Nord Stream was regularly reduced and eventually ceased entirely. While Russia cited maintenance as the reason, it was evident that Nord Stream could be used as a bargaining chip to cut off gas supplies and increase energy prices in Western Europe, thus eroding public support for supplying arms to Ukraine. Now, why would Russia bomb its one pipeline? After the explosions were reported, the European Union's foreign policy leader, Josep Borrell, made a subtle accusation of Russia involvement on behalf of the EU, saying that any intentional interference with European energy infrastructure is completely unacceptable and will be met with a strong and united reaction. However, Russia completely denied any involvement in the sabotage, and the Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, dismissed the notion as foolish and ridiculous. However, Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolak wasted no time in openly accusing Russia of carrying out a terrorist attack aimed at destabilizing Europe's economy and inducing pre-winter panic. This viewpoint was shared by the Baltic states that are against Russia, with Latvia's Foreign Minister Edgars Renkevičs exclaiming on Twitter about a new phase of hybrid warfare. This opinion was echoed by most political leaders and analysts in the Western world, with German economist Minister Robert Habeck remarking, Russia's denial is equivalent to a thief claiming innocence. 4 days later, U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm expressed on the BBC that it appears Russia is the perpetrator. At the same time, a senior European environmental official revealed to the Washington Post that everyone on the European side believes this is nothing less than Russian sabotage. However, as time went on, cracks began to appear in this narrative. Sweden and Denmark, who control the subsea economic zone where the pipes were destroyed, launched an investigation. Russia, unsurprisingly, was not allowed to participate despite being the majority owner of the pipelines. On the 10th of October 2022, the German Public Prosecutor General launched their own investigation with the assistance of the German Navy, since Nord Stream is based on German territory and the country was impacted the most by the attack. However, an interesting lack of unity emerged. Sweden declared that they were not interested in forming a joint investigation team with Germany under the authority of Eurojust, the EU agency established to tackle cross-border crime. A representative from the Swedish prosecutor's office attributed the decision to secrecy linked to national security. On the 15th of October, the German government acknowledged during parliamentary inquiry initiated by Die Linke that no on-site investigation had taken place and they would not reveal any information about Russian or NATO vessels near the area on the day of the attack due to state secrets. Despite months of investigation, none of these individual efforts have been able to attribute the blame to Russia. A review by the 23 diplomatic and intelligence officials from 9 countries found that there is currently no evidence that Russia was responsible for the sabotage. It's safe to assume that any hint of evidence would have been widely disseminated. Furthermore, when it was discovered that Russia had been discreetly looking into estimates for the cost of repairing the pipelines, the New York Times was forced to describe the news as complicating theories about who was behind the attack. Some European officials are now expressing doubts about Russia's involvement in the Nord Stream pipeline blasts, with one quoted in the Washington Post admitting that they never found the rationale behind the accusations against Russia to be convincing. Others who are criticizing the premature and exaggerated accusations, suggesting that governments who refrained from drawing conclusions until more information was available acted wisely. While these officials cannot publicly deviate from the official position of supporting Ukraine and condemning Russia, doubts are beginning to be expressed more openly in the media. The Times has reported that Germany is considering the possibility that a Western state may have been responsible for the attack, intending to blame Russia. Fast forward to recent news. The European Union has rejected the assertion that the United States was responsible for the destruction of the Nord Stream gas pipelines located underwater between Russia and Germany. They have referred to this as mere speculation and have emphasized that the only way to determine the actual perpetrator of the intentional act of sabotage is through an official investigation. John Kirby, a spokesperson for the U.S. National Security Council, echoed Massini's comments, stating that the story is completely false and that there's no truth to it. He emphasized that neither the United States nor any of its proxies had any involvement in the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines. In summary, while there have been claims made that the United States was involved in the destruction of the Nord Stream pipelines, both the White House and the European Union have denied these allegations, calling them mere speculation. I hope you found this video informative and gained a better understanding of the situation regarding the Nord Stream pipelines. If you're interested in staying up to date on the latest news and insights on a wide range of topics, consider subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you'll have access to a wealth of knowledge, and our team of experts will bring you the most accurate and relevant information available. Plus, with your subscription, you'll never miss out on new videos and updates, giving you a competitive edge in staying informed and ahead of the curve. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and join our community of curious and informed learners today.